everyone, welcome back to Dragalia Lost. What a digest, my friends. We are at the 3rd anniversary of the game. In a couple of days it will finally start, and I have been up all last night to watch the digest together with the community, and I can say that I was very satisfied. In particular, one feature that I wanted since the game started finally will come before the end of the year, so I cannot be more satisfied of what I've seen. Today we will try and do a small recap to give you guys my piece about the news that I saw, and also to inform you in a very quick way if you missed something, etc. I'll try to be as, let's say, short as possible so that it is a quick recap, but as usual, you know the drill, by now I can get into very long discussions without thinking about it. While I do this, I will also play the game a little bit so that I can try and focus on something, because otherwise I will get sidetracked while I'm talking. So, we will go with this schedule. We have the anniversary freebies, the new Gala Dragalia, both of the banners, even though one is basically just a rerun of all the galas. Then we will take a look at the new event with the new welfare and the new mechanics in this event. Then we have the new Endgame bosses also coming before the end of the year. Then the new mode, and finally the new adventurers and whatever may come into the future. At the end I will have also a very small recap of what I thought about the digest and also what I wish was there but it wasn't, so that you can see sort of my opinion diluted into a post. So instead of putting my usual finale etc, I will put that instead. So, first thing first, let's go into the news so that I can tell you a few things. We have the new event, Fate Forsaken, incoming. We'll talk about it very shortly. There is a special website that I really suggest you go and watch, which also has very well prepared news for you to see about the digest itself. If you missed something, if you want to recap, etc., you can go to the site, it is very good. And also remember, whenever the Twitter campaign comes out, to retweet the stuff that I will send us, because it will be some good freebies. And talking about freebies, let's start with that, shall we? So, starting on the 27th, which is the next Monday, every day we'll give out a tenfold for, I believe, 38 days, so it is 380 free pools, which is a lot, if you think about it. It will be a very cool thing to see indeed. I wonder if you guys will get the adventure that you want out of those 380 pools. To me, I probably will go all in for the Gala that is incoming, because it is Dragon and Adventure, so I want to get both. But it will be very cool also for me, because it means that some banners I can save on the character without having to spend too much. At the end of those 38 days, there will be also once again a 100-fold, which is a very good thing that they brought with the 1000 days. So do not miss the 100-fold. I will do another video about it, because probably it will be the Halloween banner if the timing doesn't fail me, since it is on the 5th of November and we've seen that at the end of October will be the new Halloween event, so it is what it is. Then we have, together with the daily tenfolds, a new Scratch-a-thon. We also seen this in the 1000 days event. This will be a daily scratch-a-thon that will give you some really cool prizes. It seems that it also includes some limiteds like the Gala Dragons, so indeed another very cool thing for you to log on every day for. And then we have not one but two daily login bonuses, probably one for each part of the new event, and some together they will give you 3000 Wyrmite, a mini Juby, another of the mini Dragon series, Omnisite, which is the new material to which you can fully unbind a character, and it seems like the Omnisite can also work on trials of the mighty characters, so you can skip all the farming of the trials altogether, which is pretty good. And then we have Champion Testaments, the other stuff, as usual, that is very good for both old and new players, so I really recommend that you guys log in every day to get both of those bonuses. Then we have some minor stuff like the triple and double drops for the main story, the Agito, the Dragon Trials, the Void Battles, and so on. But not only that, from Monday you will be able to get increased drop rates for materials of all the quests permanently, such as the Void Battles, the Imperial Onslaughts, the High Dragon Trials, the Agito, and so on, which is pretty good for both returning and old players to get their farming up to track. Last but not least, we have the new Dragon Essences Unbind This will make you able to unbind the dragons up to 5 times, so not all of them, like probably the Galas you won't be able to, but for example, if you see right here, let's take one good example of those. Agni, the base Agni, probably he will be able to be unbound up to 5 times, which means that probably his new aura will be very, very strong. I can't wait to see what they are doing with the dragons. Probably it will be very cool for those that missed out on the Gala dragons themselves. Okay, so now we roll out the trailer on the left without the voice part, of course, since I only want to show you guys the look of who it is and who is coming. If you guys saw the latest story, chapter 21, go watch it if you haven't right now, because it will spoil you. It is Gala Zetia. This was an adventure that many of you have waited for, including me, and I can say that I am fully satisfied with what I've seen. And well, my friends, Zetia finally has come into Dragalia Lost. Feels like we have gotten all of the main cast. We got Yuden the first year, we got Xena in the second year, we got Not in the 2.5 year, and now we got Zetia. Who will be the fourth year? Probably Nedrick, if I have to guess, because it seems like to be the next one. But I can't wait to see what Gala Zetia can do. We don't have a kit, we only know that she's a Shadow Blade. She looks very, very good, and day one I will get her. Even though we have a free pulse, I want to get her. And the other surprise that came with her trailer, which is Gala Bahamut. Bahamut is a historical dragon in the Games series. He's basically the god of most of the Games worlds. And well, my friends, I can safely say that I'm fully satisfied with this reveal, because many have thought that it would come into the next Gala at the end of October. Instead, they are both here together at the start of October, which is pretty sweet, because you can roll for both, and it will make it a very worthwhile banner for sure. Gala Bahamut is a Shadow also, so Shadow will become once again very busted. I can see it incoming. And I hope to share more about these two characters whenever they come on Thursday. That's when they will drop with their banner. They will also have a free pulse, so remember, my friends, if you want to save up, you also have the free pulse to use. But personally, I would heavily suggest that you go for this banner. Instead, on Monday, we get a banner with all the Gala characters. This banner we've seen it last year as well. On Monday, I will do a tier list with all the Galas from the past years, etc., plus the Gala Dragons, to give you guys my opinion on where they stand in current content. I will try and be very specific and harsh, because there are many Galas, and all of those are good in their own ways, except Siris, but that's for another day, because hopefully Siris will get her own mana spiral very soon, so I guess I will put her in her own rank, maybe. Okay, we talk about Gala Zetia, Gala Bahamut, the other Gala Banner. Now, my friends, it is time probably for the most hype thing that I saw yesterday, apart from the new mod or feature, whatever you want to call it. It is the new event. So, as many of you speculated, myself included, the new event will be about the Apostles. The Apostles is a recurring plotline that we had throughout the last year with the Agents of the Goddess and the Divine Deception event. So go check them out. One is rerunning into the game right now, so you can watch them very easily. I do think that this event looks very, very cool. It will be split in two parts, one coming on Thursday together with the Gala Banner, and one coming on the 12th of October, I believe. So we will have a month that is full of this event, which is not too bad, because they said that the event is huge. The first part will have a raid boss for Asura. I know many of you will say, another reskin, etc. I don't believe that it is a reskin, because as you've seen in the Trials of the Mighty, they changed the boss for the raid fights, which is pretty sweet. And also because the real raid boss will come with the part 2. It is probably going to be Satan, to the surprise of no one, so like that's going to be the real boss. But not only that, this boss will have a new co-op mode. Indeed, because it will come with 16 players, one for each player, co-op mode. That will be insane to showcase, and I cannot wait to show it to you guys. So hopefully we will all be there whenever it happens, and maybe I will do it with some of you into this 16 co-op raid mode, which looks insane. But not only that, The story seems to take a turn for the tragic, because we can see that the town is completely razed to the ground, the apostles seem in shambles, we can see Regina, we can see Sandalphon, Michael, all characters that are somewhat new for us to get. I guess they will be in the banners that are to come. We can also see a glimpse of Satan into the part 2 at the end, because that's his Rage of Bahamut design. And also, at the very, very end, we see finally Harl. Indeed, Harl will be the free adventurer of this event, and I cannot wait to see why and how he will fit into the storyline. This will probably be the end of Harl in terms of villain, because I don't really see why at this point they will continue going with the villainous route for him, since if he becomes playable, either he dies or he turns good. So I am very curious to see what will happen with Harl, his true identity, and many other stuff that this event will unfold. As usual, guys, remember that anniversary events have much more that they don't reveal at the digest, such as free rewards, like skins, etc. There could be a ton of stuff that we are missing only because they didn't want to share it with us yet. Like, as you can see, the part 2 trailer was way shorter compared to the part 1, and I can guess why myself if I think about it. And well, that's it for the raid event. Now we go into even more cool stuff. We start with the new high difficulty bosses, and before I die to Jupiter, which are the High Dragon Trials, but not for the High Dragons specifically, but for their Zero version. We've seen last year Miggersom Zero in the Forgotten Truths event. He's still one of the best free dragons that you can use. And they shown Mercury Zero, which will be one of the first bosses that we will probably get. I cannot wait to see what they plan to do with this specific endgame bosses mode, because it seems to be like a legend version of the High Dragon Trials, but it also doesn't, because those bosses are totally new. They have different skeletons, they have different animations, they have even different moves probably. So maybe they are a new type of endgame bosses with a new progression path for dragons specifically. Who knows? I cannot wait personally. I love that they brought out the new endgame bosses, because that's always a good sign for the game in general. And so, I will say to you, will you be playing against the High Dragon Trials? Make sure to do, because I do believe that it will be a very fun time indeed. Now. What is next? Let me check before I lose the thought of my mind. Yes, the Kaleidoscope. So the Kaleidoscope actually requires my attention, so I cannot do Asura while I talk about this. Is a new mod, a new permanent mod, much like the Alberian Battle Royale from last year, that will come in winter 2021. They said before the end of the year, so 100% it will come in December, if I had to guess. The Kaleidoscope is a mysterious labyrinth buried beneath the sacred tree. Buried. Yeah, I can say it. And we've seen the Kaleidoscope since day one. We saw many images about the Kaleidoscope, about how they were working on it, about this mod, how cool it looked. And it finally is ready. So this is basically a roguelike mod. What does it mean by roguelike? Well, you start with nothing. No weapon, no dragon, no weapons, no skills, etc. And as you delve deeper into the Kaleidoscope, you gain more weapons, weapons, shared skills, and dragons, which will help a lot to clear your path. What is the rewards of this Kaleidoscope mod? So far they have revealed that you will get a new weirprint for each character in the game, with their portrait in it. What does it mean? That you take the portrait of a character, for example, let's see, Galacleo, you take this and you put it into a weirprint. I'm not sure. It could be also entirely new art. It could be something crazy. We will see when it comes out in December. Personally, I do believe that this mod will showcase one of Dragalia's strengths, which is the stages. The stages that we don't really see much used. For example, let me show you the stage, one of my favorites from the latest stories, which is the Sacred Tree. They put a lot of work into those stages, the music, the mobs, the painting, even the design of the level itself. Finally, it will be put to use into a mod that is a sort of randomly generated path every time, I am guessing, of course. Maybe it could be even fixed. We will see whenever it comes. And the idea of this is that every time you forge your own path through the labyrinth, and if you lose, you go back to floor 1 and have to start again. If you don't, you gain your reward. So, to give you an example of games that do this, The Binding of Isaac, Hades, etc., this is a very, very good mode to draw in new players, since it is replayable to its 100%. It can give people something to do in the game, which engages in making the game more popular. I like this mode a lot. This made the whole direct for me. I wanted this since day one, and this is a very promising sight to behold. If the announcement about the reduction of content is because they want to work on this mode and make it proper, I agree 100%. I prefer to get this permanent mode rather than 20 middle month events, which didn't do much for us in my opinion, and can always be rerun with new characters as well, so you don't really need to do it. I still wish that we get new stories, don't get me wrong, but I also want to get some cool new modes like this one, since I really see the potential. Okay, so then Okada talked about different stuff, such as event replays into not nodes, which I guess I will be out of a job, but not really, because you guys always miss the events to watch them and stuff, so I won't really be doing that anytime. I won't be stopping recording events, don't worry, I like to keep my library of Dragalia's history alive as much as I can. And then we will have a plenty of other stuff, quality of life, etc., that we will see coming in the following days. The update comes out on Monday. The real content drop is on the 30th, to make you guys remember. So, the last two things that we have to talk about are the new story chapters, which I will get through very quickly, because of course it is stuff mostly speculation, etc., and upcoming adventures, and of course my opinion about where they're going with this. So let me do an Albanian Battle Royale. Seems like, okay, it is unavailable. I always forget about this. So, the new story, chapter 22, 23, and 24 seem to be intertwined with the story that is coming on the 30th. The Faithless Lost, I believe it is. No, the Divine Lost is the name in Japanese. I don't remember the name in English for the event. And this event will probably tie into the main story, because the party will come back after dealing with Nedric and Bahamut from the Secret Tree, meet whatever happens and whoever is still at Grams, and then the story will roll from there. What I think will happen is that we will end the story into the 3.5 year anniversary with Beren as the end boss, and then from there probably the progenitor will gain his true form back, and we will get a new and complete third arc, or rather the third arc already starts whenever we deal with Nedric, but we get the general idea. I am very hyped to see where the story goes from here, because even though it seems like they're having the not the side characters, but the secondary characters in the main story, such as Ransal, Cleo, Ellison, etc., take a step back, which I agree and don't agree with, because I would still love to see them do something, even though the focus right now is on the royal family, Gadov, etc. I love what they are doing with the story. It is very hype. They basically turned chapter 21 into a resolution of many plotlines and into a beginning of many others, which I really enjoyed. I think that the main story is going in very interesting directions, and I can't wait to see where beyond chapter 24 we will go, because right now 22, 23, and 24 seems to be pretty straightforward. We deal with Nedric, we go to Grams, we deal with Beren, and then Fares probably regains his true form, or goes into the path to regain his true form. I am excited, that's the gist of it. Okay, now for the very last news that we have to cover, and probably I missed some stuff, so always remember to check out the site to gain more detailed info about everything. This is mostly my opinion on stuff. We have 4 new adventures that we took a look at. We have Halloween Silas, Christmas Nevin, or Dragonure Nevin, as you like to call him, my friends. Like, I always call them Christmas, but technically they are Dragonule. Then we have 2 new angels, Uriel and Michael, which will come randomly throughout the next months, I believe, because they will appear in the next event, but probably the next event will probably have only Sandalphon and maybe Satan as the angels, if I had to guess. And then Izumo, who seems to be part of the new Hinomode event at the end of December. Doesn't look like he's a Wilplan leader. I believe that he's the freebie like Kutsunoa and other characters in the past. And last but not least, we have Pia. Seems to be a Valentine Pia based on the portrait art, but could also be a Pia into the continuation of the school event with Emil that we had last year, based also on the art. So, a timeline for each of those characters. Silas comes at the end of October. Then we have at the end of November Nevin. At the end of December we have Izumo. And then at the end of March 2022 we have Pia. So this is interesting because it means that January and February have a question mark. What is going to happen there? My guess, last year we had the Persona 5 event, is probably that we will get one collab and one Cygames themed event / collab, whatever you want to call it. I do think that they are sort of collabs, so maybe 2 collabs, who knows. But the fact that they revealed Pia so far into the future and not one of those 2 dates is very suspicious, let me tell you that. For me, I will probably roll 100% into the Halloween banner because I like both Silas and Lara Noah who is behind him, and also there is Laxi on the table under them, I guess for the Frankenstein team of the characters, and maybe she'll also become playable, who knows. For Nevin, if they get Pinon together with him, I will roll 100% for Pinon. Izumo is free, so I will have to see the other characters that come into his event. Pia, too far to say. I honestly have no idea what will be between now and then, so who knows. Okay, so this is the whole gist of the digest. I do think, since I want to kinda talk also about this and not just drop it on the left, they really need to amp up the monetizations of this game. Why? Because the more free pulls that you give, the more you devalue pulling on the cash. And while that is a good thing for us, the players, it is a bad thing for them, because they do need a way to make money. And in my opinion, a Dragalia pass, like the Fey Pass, would have been a good idea to launch now. I don't mind it, because until the game is alive, until they bring content, until they have cool and new interesting stories and characters, I don't really care about the monetization side, but I do know that it is a problem that exists. That's the whole gist of it that we have to talk about with this. I also wanted to see a little bit more in terms, not really in terms, but at least maybe of collabs to show that they aren't dead after the fact that we skipped the Fire Emblem Heroes one, but maybe they will come into the future, maybe they will just drop them unannounced, who knows. The fact that we already know each event that is coming is kinda a little bit meh, but I don't really mind too much because I like the choices that they had this time, so I'm not really too worried about those event successes. Also because it seems like they want to focus on the Kaleidoscape, which I agree with, so it's not too bad of a choice. And also, the very last thing, where are the Akitos? Where is the playable Volk, the playable Cielo, the playable Kayan? Make them Eternals, please. I want to farm the heck out of this game to get one of those characters like I did in Grand Blue Fantasy many years ago. And also, more skins. I would love to see more weapon skins, more even dragon skins, some stuff like that. It will be cool. That's also some of my pieces of stuff that I would love to see, and there is much more, but I don't want to get too critic. I liked this digest way more than the ones from last year's, because the Kaleidoscape truly is what for me makes the game better. It will be a mod that will truly shine and show the strength of this game to me. I do think it. Then it could be wrong, it could be right, we will see. Anyways, my friends, this is it for my very quick and sort of a resume of the coverage of this digest. As you can see, my head still isn't 100%. I slept like 3 or 4 hours, so I kinda need to go back to sleep after recording this video, so hopefully you don't mind too much. We did something similar last year as well. For the coming days, I will maybe drop a story. I have a Kimono Elisan story that I wanted to drop. And then on Monday we do the tier list. And then the next week will be full Dragalia Lost, do not worry, because we also have the anniversary of the channel itself. Anyways, my friends, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for another year of Dragalia Lost. 3 years is an amazing result for the game and for us, the players. And hopefully we will have 3 more years or even more. This has been Hunter Lodge. Remember to like and sub to support the channel. And remember to tune in next time for the next Dragalia Lost content that I will do. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. And man, we will get that Galazzeria, and I will do 20 showcases about her. Maybe 2, not 20. But I will see you next time, guys. Bye.